And welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where once again we have so much Barca news to cover. It's going to be quite a wide-ranging video today. There's going to be lots of opinion, I think lots of emotion as well, particularly when it comes to Barca's planning, because we're going to be discussing the Eman Košpo situation. Why is this young man such a big topic right now amongst Barca fans? We're going to be talking all about that. We've also got plenty on Marc-Andre Stegen and big developments yet again here today, along with the transfer latest, as Bryan Zaragoza is the latest name to be linked. Oh, and Rooney, he is officially here. So come on, and let's get to it. Now, today's video, guys, is coming to you courtesy of Manscaped, who are, of course, a very, very big help to us here on the channel to keep the videos coming nice and smoothly. But with Manscaped, guys, let me just stress here, it's not just about the main business. It's not just about the body, the face, the trimmers, the shavers. They give you everything. I mean, there's every conceivable product that you could need over there on Manscaped. You know, looking at skincare, because hey, us men, we need to take care of our skin too, you know. Everything that you would need there regarding skincare. Head shavers as well. You know, if you may be thinking about going down the Chesney route, you want to take it all off, get rid of the lot, you will be needing Manscaped's Dome, and they even do apparel as well. They've got anti-chafing boxes. They're also going to help you keep really cool in the summer, whatever it is you need, whether it's for you, somebody you know, a gift, you know, whatever you want, it's right there over on Manscaped, and you can get 20% off your order right now simply by using the code TalkFCB at checkout. It's nice and easy, quick delivery. What more could you possibly need? Thank you indeed for all of the great support, guys. But then we get down to the very serious business indeed, because pre-season is now well and truly underway, and Barca are actually going to take on their very first training session of the summer. That's going to be taking place this evening, and I can't wait to see the players back out there again, you know, back on the pitch under the leadership of Hansi Flick. That's where they all belong. Let's keep them there. Let's keep him working with them constantly. And of course, Lamine Yamal, he will be there. There's been lots written about here, his birthday weekend, the party, of course, and apparently Flick had no issues with the party. He actually gave his approval there, you know, that Yamal could go and do that. It's his birthday, it's his 18th. It's understandable, but I think what's really key here is that apparently when Yamal did arrive then to pre-season, Flick apparently told him, though, you know, the party was fine, but now it's over. The party is over now. And that's the case for everybody. It's not just about Lamine here. The holidays, they've been and gone. They are done. The hard work now is about to begin all over again. And I mean that, because have a look at this. This is Hansi Flick's schedule for the team this week in terms of training sessions. I'm really excited for this. You've got an afternoon training session today, then you've got double sessions coming in on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Flick is going to be working and drilling these players over several weeks here in pre-season and ultimately preparing them for what is to come. This is where the season is prepared. This is when you really do get yourself in the shape that we will need for all of the coming months. And I cannot wait to kick all of that off right here today. But of course, guys, we did have a confirmed arrival at the club today. At long last, the club have officially announced the signing of Roony Bardghji. You know, I think that's how you pronounce it, guys. I think I've been doing it wrong. You know, obviously not brilliant on the pronunciation. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to call him Rooney. He has that on the back of his shirt anyway. That's the way that he likes to be known, I believe. So Rooney, he is here at Barca. He has signed a contract until 2029. Transfer fee of around 2 million euros there will go to FC Copenhagen. But what is interesting about this deal right now, it's been announced by Barca Athletic, and he will effectively now be registered as a Barca Athletic player too, which I think is quite interesting here, because apparently he's going to spend a lot of time between Barca Athletic and the first team, particularly here in pre-season. Most of the time he's going to be with the first team, but I do wonder here if we're putting him down at Barca Athletic from an FFP point of view. Maybe, you know, register him with the B team, have him there allocated to Barca Athletic, but having the ability to have him still as part of the first team dynamics. Because yeah, in pre-season, we're going to get a good look at him. Hansi Flick there is excited to see him, and I'm excited to see him too. This is a very big talent. I think it's a really, really astute signing from Barca. It's a cheap one, of course, coming in, but these are the signings that could prove to be very, very important for the club, and I'm excited to see what he can do. We obviously lack wingers. We lack depth in that area. There's a great opportunity for him. He's going to have competition, though. There's several other players, young players here in pre-season. They're all fighting for the same spots. But that's what's going to make it exciting. This is a really, really big period for so many players, and I cannot wait to see what pre-season is going to have in store for us. However, guys, in terms of wingers, well, the rumours, they do continue. And every day, you're looking around thinking, who are Barca going to be linked with today? And well, it's Bryan Zaragoza. That is the latest name there. 23-year-old Bayern Munich player who actually joined them for around 19 million euros back in 2024. Hasn't made many appearances, though, it has to be said, at Bayern. He did spend last season out on loan at Osasuna. And look, he's a very talented player. He's a winger. He's not the most physically commanding profile, though. He's quite short in stature, but he's got a lot of technique. What you can understand from him coming through the Spanish system. He's a player with real quality on the ball, in possession there. He understands the game very, very well. He reads it well, and he certainly has talent. He is a player there you can understand Barca taking a look at, wondering, is he going to be available this summer? What kind of deal could we get him on? Could he be another kind of cheap option, maybe a loan deal, something like that? There's many different options. I mean, right now, guys, you would just have to say and stress, really, that these rumours, as of this point, are coming from El Chiringuito. So, obviously, you can't read too much into that. It's not the most reliable source out there by any means. So, we're going to have to wait for more information on this one to see if Barca's interest is genuine. But what I can take away from, these rumours that we're hearing, there's been quite a dramatic shift at the club, in my opinion. And I think it's actually come basically overnight. I mean, just remember, guys, that say 2 weeks ago now, we were basically preparing to pay 62 million in one hit to sign Nico Williams. And along with that transfer fee, you also had pretty big wages as well. Barca are willing to do that. Barca were preparing to actually do that. And now the next minute, we're looking at different types of players. We're looking at a different range of player, in my opinion. Now we're being linked to more squad players, which I don't actually necessarily believe is a bad option. I think the quality that we already have in the squad, there's no point spending money for the sake of it here. I actually think that Barca out wide, they need depth. They need players here who can come in and play a part in the squad. We don't necessarily need outright starters, but I just think it's funny sometimes how Barca, they eventually get to the right decision. They eventually get to the right place, but it takes a few unexpected obstacles to sort of push them in the right direction. It doesn't seem to come actually from good planning, because I would even look here and use as a reference the appointment of Hansi Flick. I mean, even that wasn't straightforward. It wasn't as though Barca set out to get him. Month upon month they were planning for the arrival of Flick. They wanted Xavi to stay. It was only because of that famous Xavi press conference that in the end, everything changed. And suddenly they lurched towards Hansi Flick at the last minute. And again, they arrived at a great decision, but the process of getting there, I mean, it was quite complicated. Which I think brings us perfectly on to Eman Košpo. Now, let me just set the scene on this one, guys, because this right here is an 18-year-old centre-back who is undoubtedly one of the most talented centre-back prospects coming through the Barca system right now, coming through Barca youth levels. He is immensely talented. I think anybody who's watched him has been really excited, been really impressed by him, and he also really impressed too in the UEFA Youth League in particular. And I think we all expected at some stage he'll make that step up. He's trained already with the first team. Flick has had a look at him. The club, I felt, thought that he was one for the future, one certainly here to keep at the club, and yet he's gone. He is gone. He is going to be sold. He's going to be sold here, and he is now going to join Fiorentina in Serie A, and that's not even the worst bit. We haven't even gotten on yet to the worst part, because the transfer fee for this deal, right, are you sitting down? Are you ready for this? It's 400,000. It's 400,000 euros. What is the point? What are we doing here? We have 15% of a future sale. I mean, who cares? Honestly, guys, what is the benefit here of a deal like this for Barca. I just do not understand what they are thinking. An incredibly talented young player, somebody who could at some point step up into the first team, and yet we're giving him away. 400k in football is like handing somebody a player for nothing. Now, I understand that we didn't want Kospo next season in the fourth tier of Spanish football with Barca Athletic. I get that. I fully understand that there. But have they ever heard of a loan? I think we have. We've done loan deals in the past. I know that Barca are aware of them. Why wouldn't you loan the guy? Why wouldn't you just loan him out there, get some experience, get some football at a higher level? Don't sell him. And if you're going to sell him, don't sell him for 400k. And right now, there's contrasting reports over whether there's even a buyback clause. You know, I don't think there's actually one in there. Lots of reports right now from Italy say there's not going to be a buyback. There is nothing in there for Barca to get him back at any stage. And I just don't get it here, guys. He's 18 years old. Why would you be so desperate to sell him? Why would you not at least want the option there to get him back to the club easily? And this is part of a wider issue. This is what I wanted to talk about today in some detail. Let me explain what the problem is, because I've got a very good question here coming in from Patreon. Big thank you for the support there, Louise. Do you think that Barca need another centre-back? Now, that's talking about right here, right now, for the coming season. Now, let me just say, now, I don't think we do. You're looking at our options at centre-back right now. I don't think we need to be looking at other centre-backs. No, probably not. But here's the thing. 1 year down the line, just one season, will we be saying the same thing? Can we honestly say we won't? No. In my opinion, guys, in the not-so-distant future, questions will be there. You've got Inigo Martinez, who is brilliant right now. He's been playing at an extraordinary level, but he is 34 years old. You know, he cannot and will not go on forever. You've got Ronald Araujo. There's still doubts about him. We are still not seeing the best version of him. It's a massive season for him that could ultimately go one way or the other. And then you've got Andreas Christensen, who the club already want to get rid of. They don't want him here. He only has 1 year left on his current deal. So Barca at centre-back, they might be okay now. They might be all set now. In 1 year, it could all be different. And this is my concern personally, because it feels at times like the club aren't even thinking about that. It feels at times as though they don't even look that far ahead. There's not enough forward thinking. And I want to use an example for this, because it's always been clear to us, you know, that sort of short-term mindset from the club in terms of exits, and especially when it comes to veteran players. Because we only have to look at the Marc-Andre Ter Stegen situation this summer. Because, by the way, again, I agree with the decision that we need to move on from him. They've come to the right conclusion. They finally got there in the end. But many of us have been saying for season upon season upon season, you've got to look at the goalkeeping area. You've got to address the goalkeeping area. You need to be thinking now about the future. Ter Stegen is coming towards the end. Did Barca think about it? Did Barca plan for it? No, they didn't. They ignored that for season upon season. They gave him a contract until 2028. Even last season they were saying, oh, Ter Stegen's untouchable. He's our number one. We're not thinking about anyone else. And then again, overnight, it's like the club realised, oh no, we don't want him. We don't want you. We signed a talented goalkeeper. And by the way, Ter Stegen, get out. Get out of the club. Overnight, they've come to the right conclusion, and now they're panicking. They're trying to get rid of a player that they just renewed, you know, not so long ago, that they've been telling where they were counting on, and now they're having real difficulties getting him out of the club. And this is the problem. When you don't plan, when you are not thinking ahead, you will be stuck in situations like this. You will make your own life difficult by focusing too much on the short term. And again, I would just say, so much of this, in my opinion, lies with the sporting director of the club, with Deco. That is literally your job description. You plan, you prepare. That is all that you have to do. You have to understand every potential obstacle. You've got to be looking far down the line. You are supposed to understand problems before they even become problems. You're not supposed to be reacting. You're not supposed to be adjusting in the moment. You are supposed to plan ahead. And this is why, in my opinion, we have a problem at Barca with selling players on the cheap, with forcing players out, with absolutely no forward planning. We have to effectively give players away. And this can't continue, guys. You know, we have to get better on this. You look at clubs around the world. You look at the way they're doing business. we've got to stop thinking only about the here and now. We've got to be looking ahead. We've got to be planning for all eventualities. And the big development today on Marc-Andre ter Stegen, on that whole situation, that, like I say, it's getting out of hand. You know, it is definitely panic on Barca's side. They're looking to force ter Stegen's hand. The latest report today is they want to make Joan Garcia the actual number one. You know, I'm not just talking here about his standing in the team. He is our number one, but they want to make him the number one by taking away Marc-Andre ter Stegen's shirt number. That is according to Mundo Deportivo. And of course, right now, Szczesny is the number 25. As per La Liga's rules, goalkeepers can only be certain numbers. And if he was to be stripped of that number one, it would look then as though he would inherit Iñaki Peña's shirt when he leaves the club later on this summer. Ter Stegen would be our new number 13. You know, will that happen? Will the club start making moves like this? It's going to be interesting to keep an eye on, guys. But what are your thoughts right now, you know, on the way that we are conducting business, on the way that we are planning or not planning? Please do let me know what you are feeling about the club, and particularly the exits. You know, it's the exits for me that just keep getting worse and worse and worse, and this can't go on. We have to behave like the club that we are. We have to behave like a big club and command more than we currently are in the modern game, guys. So just let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I will see you soon, where there will be more videos coming up. There will be more news for us to discuss. And please, like I say, don't forget to check out everything that Manscaped has to offer and use that code TalkFCB at checkout for 20% off your order. Thank you indeed, guys, here for watching today. I really appreciate the support. But until next time, as always, Vejka, El Barça.